New York City First Lady Shirlane McCray being accused of snubbing Christians. This in the drive to create statues of women with historical significance to the city. New York City asked New Yorkers for their input, picking 7 women, and the top vote getter was Mother Frances Xavier Cabrini, the first U.S. citizen to be named a saint by the Catholic Church. But the committee, organized by Mayor de Blasio's wife, seemingly ignored that pick, instead choosing jazz legend Billie Holiday, among others. The Brooklyn Diocese had already raised more than $17,000 for a St. Cabrini statue and plans to move forward with or without the city's support. In a statement, the Most Reverend Nicholas DiMarzio said, quote, "The failure to honor Mother Cabrini with a public statue would be an affront to many New Yorkers, especially Italian Americans who see her as most deserving." Let's bring back tonight's A+ panel. JEANETTE HOFFMAN, Republican strategist, and Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist. Bill, I'll start with you on this. I get why Italian Americans, Catholics, Christians in New York might be upset by this. Less about the actual statue and more about just why have a committee if you're going to blow them off?
Yeah, I don't even know why they started this in the first place. I mean, you know, when government does these types of things, it's always going to end up bad. You're going to end up offending somebody. But, you know, I do think Italian Americans in New York have a legitimate point here. This woman was one of the first immigrants, all right? We're embracing immigrants right now in a lot of ways.
Legal.
Fair enough. But she was the first immigrant to become a saint, right? This is a big deal for Americans, for Italian Americans, and she should be honored. And I'm happy to report to you, despite the snubbing that's going on by New York City, the folks organizing the Columbus Day Parade are taking matters in their own hands. There's going to be a Mother Cabrini float in the Columbus Day Parade this year.
That's an interesting point. Is this a little bit more about Columbus, about the fact that Italian Americans have been, it's like almost like the last group you're allowed to make fun of and mock and dismiss and ignore, and it doesn't seem fair in that context.
It does feel a little bit like that, Bill. I mean, I think Italian Americans are right to be sensitive about that. And like you said, Bill, why even have a vote if you're just going to ignore the will of the people? I mean, they voted, she was the top vote getter, and then Bill de Blasio and his wife decide to pick somebody else. It's just really a smack in the face to the Italian American community, once again, right on Columbus Day.
All right. Thank you, guys.